everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you a reading vlog. Hi guys, it is 5:31 p.m. on Monday the 17th of September. Welcome to a new reading vlog. So, what to say. So in the last clip of the last vlog, I'd mentioned that I was going to maybe film a clip if I finished Rogue by Rachel Vincent, but I did finish this like literally as I was going to bed, so I didn't film another clip. So I'm going to talk about it here. So I did finish this last night. This is the second book in the Shifter series. Winnie has come to join us. Second book in the Shifter series, which is an urban fantasy that follows werecats. I'm trying to think like what to say about this. I have pretty similar thoughts to the first one. I find the main character to be a little bit frustrating at times. I think there's room though in the series for her to really grow as a character. There's a romance in the series that I am into. I'm not sure that I like what happened with it in this installment, but at the same time, I think that maybe that could work for the series as a whole. So I'm interested to see where that goes. Yeah, and overall it was just, like I said, pretty similar to the last one. Enjoyable, nothing overly fantastic. Yeah, I'll probably give this like around a 3-star, similar rating to the first one. I just heard a bang and I don't know if the cat just broke something. So finished that last night. I then started a new audiobook today. I started, wow, what is The Constellation of Vital Phenomena? Is that what this is called? Let me check. A Constellation of Vital Phenomena by Anthony Mara. I'm 51% of the way through, so basically exactly halfway. This is a novel set, it's like literary fiction. It is set in Chechnya during like the war that went on, and it basically follows a couple of characters. So you've got this man who had a close friend who had a daughter, and one day the little girl's father is taken by rebel forces. I don't think rebel is the correct word. Let me see if it says. Let's pull it up on Goodreads so I can actually know what I'm talking about. It's taken by soldiers or whatever, and he takes the little girl to a nearby hospital, which is like been bombed and stuff, but is still running. Does it say who he's taken by? He's abducted by Russian forces, and he fears for the little girl's life, so he takes her to this like bombed out hospital and asks the doctor, there's like one doctor, female doctor, Sonia, left there, and he asks her to like take in the little girl, and he is also going to work at the hospital like in exchange for that, and it just basically follows that story. And it's set over the course of only about 4 days from what I understand, but one thing that I'm struggling with it a little bit is that it jumps around quite a lot in time frames. So you've got, you get a lot of Sonia's backstory, a lot of the backstory with the main male character, Ahmed, and then you get a lot about the little girl, Hava. Is it Hava? Hava? I'm listening to it on audio. You think I would know how to pronounce the names. You get a lot of stuff about her father, who was abducted and stuff as well. So, and it kind of does jump around quite a bit. It's pretty emotional, as I'm sure you can imagine from just the setting and the general vibe of the story. Interested to see where it goes and how I'm going to end up feeling about it at the end. It also, I do find it a little bit interesting. Every time that a time period is mentioned as having passed, like it'll, say, and then it was 2 years until, she saw him again type of thing. But it always is like very specific, And like in use of fractions, it would be like it was 2 3/4 years. And I'm just like, who, like, that's not, I just don't feel like people talk like that. Like, it would, if it was me, I would just say it was 3 years. Like, just round up, dude. Like, 2 3/4 years is just like so unnecessarily specific. Anyway, so that every time that happens, I'm like, why? But yeah, I'm enjoying it for the most part. Like I said, interested to see where it goes at the end. So that's the audiobook. I then started, I was in, so yesterday, I didn't, in the last clip of the last vlog, so I had my niece's soccer game that I went to, so I was up, from like 7, around 7 on Sunday, but I went to bed really late on Saturday night. And I didn't notice it during the day, like I didn't nap or anything like that. I wasn't like ridiculously tired. But when I went to bed last night, like this morning, oh, I was struggling. Like I was exhausted. I was so tired. I really overslept. So I was running late to work today. So I worked through my lunch break. So I did start my next book. I picked up another library book because got a lot of library due dates that are kicking me in the ass at the moment. Excuse me. So this is Trust by Kate Veitch, which is an Australian author. This is set in Melbourne. I've only read a couple of chapters, so I literally only picked this up on the bus on the way home. So I'm on page 22. Haven't read that much of it. I do have knitting tonight. I've got stuff going on basically every night this week because I've got knitting tonight, boxing tomorrow, physio on Wednesday, massage on Thursday. So hoping that I can get a bit more of this read before bed, because even though this is only like just over 350 pages, this feels really dense. Like it feels like a really fat, like a long book, and the font is like maybe a little bit, it doesn't really look it on camera, but it's like fairly small, and I just feel like this is going to be kind of a dense book. I don't even really know what this is about yet because I've only read 22 pages. And the back is really vague. It just basically says that there's this woman who has a happy, loving family, you know, and everything's perfect, but fault lines are forming, and then something happens that tears everything apart. I don't really know. So yeah, this is what I've picked up next though. So like I said, hopefully I can get a chunk of that read tonight because I do have knitting, which I need to leave. What time is it? Oh, I've got time. I don't need to leave for like, actually maybe I'll read like a chapter or two before I leave for knitting because I don't need to leave for like half an hour. So yeah, that's it. I think that's all I have to report. I will talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow before I go to boxing. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 5:21 p.m. on Tuesday, the 18th of September. I've had one of those days today where I continually thought it was Wednesday, but it's only Tuesday, which is a little bit depressing because, you know, we're one less day closer to the weekend than what I thought. So I actually worked from home the second half. So I went into work in the morning and I came home in the like early afternoon and then worked from home once I got home. And I just kind of logged off for the day. I'm trying to think if I've got anything else to report. I've got boxing tonight, so I need to leave in about just over half an hour to pick my mum up. So what else to report? That's about it, I think. So reading update. So I finished the audiobook today for A Constellation of Vital Phenomena by Anthony Mara. I think I've made a decision based on this book that I don't think I'm going to read really hard-hitting literary fiction type of books on audio anymore, because I listen to my audiobooks for the most part. I listen to a bit on my commute, but also while I'm working. I'm listening while I'm doing other stuff. And when I'm reading or listening to hard-hitting literary fiction, I don't think I connect to the story the same way I would if I was reading the book physically, and I think it takes away a bit of the experience. I definitely experienced that earlier this year with oh, what was that book that I ended up DNFing? The Librarian of Auschwitz, I think it was. And I didn't DNF this one, obviously. I finished it, and I enjoyed this one more than I was enjoying that one. But I definitely think I would have enjoyed it maybe even more if I'd read it physically and didn't listen to the audiobook. And that's nothing to do with the narration. The narration was fine. It's just, I just don't think that I grasped everything about it because I was not always 100% focused on it because I was working, etc. So it was definitely emotional. I cried. It's really, so I mentioned yesterday, so it's set in kind of war-torn Chechnya, and it's definitely kind of more about, like, you don't go into the particulars of the war or anything like that. Like, I don't feel more educated about Chechnya's war issues and all of that. It's more about the lives of individuals who just, are living in this war-torn area, and just about them and trying to survive and get by, and how their lives are affected and all of that type of thing. So we do follow quite a few characters, which can be difficult sometimes when you, like I mentioned, are not fully immersed, especially when it is set in like a country that I'm not familiar with, and as such it has names that are not like as familiar to me as like English names. So sometimes I was getting a little bit confused, and I really just think that's, like I say, down to me not being as focused on it as what I needed to. But it was really beautiful, and I thought it was beautifully written. And I did, like I say, I cried. Like, it was very emotional, as you can imagine, about a story set in a war-torn area. Yeah, so in the end, I think I'm going to give that a 3.75 stars, which will be rounded to 4 on Goodreads. I don't feel like I can give it a full 4 because I just wasn't as, like, connected to the story as what I think I would have been, which is disappointing because, like I said, I think if I'd read in physical copy, I would have been, like, blown away by this book, because it does have amazing ratings on Goodreads, and I would recommend it. So that's the audiobook I finished today. And I do have another audiobook lined up, I believe, to listen to. Keep going, like, start a new one tomorrow. So I am reading still Trust by Kate Veitch. I read a bit more of this last night. I've read a little bit on my commute today. So I'm currently on page 113. I don't really have too much thoughts about this so far, except that I don't really like it so far. I'm kind of bored, if I'm being honest. I've kind of considered DNFing this already because I feel like this is a book that's going to take me quite a while to get through, and I'm already feeling like maybe it's not going to be worth the time spent on it. So at this point, I'm thinking that I'm going to keep reading, so I'm going to go to boxing. Once I come home from boxing, I need to wash my hair tonight, and I also want to edit and upload my August book haul that I filmed on the weekend. I don't think that'll take me too long because it's a fairly, like, short video. So I'm hoping that I can still get through a chunk of this tonight. And then I think I'm going to kind of see where I'm at with it after how much I get read tonight. If I read a chunk of it tonight and I'm still really not into it, I may DNF this. Or, like, the chunk I read tonight may fully get me into it a bit more. Like, one of the things, I was looking into it last night on Goodreads, and this has really low ratings. I'm reading this because it was a book. So for my 2018 goals, I had one of the goals this year was to read books that I had on that really old, like, physically written out to read list, and this is one of those. So I got it out from the library. Like I said, I'm attempting to read it. So and like I said, I don't really remember. It's a book that I would have wanted to read, like, that I'd heard about and had written down forever ago. Like, we're talking probably like 10 years ago. So, like, when was this book even published? Yeah, it came out well, maybe not 10 years ago because it came out in 2010, but I feel like back then I used to get a lot of recommendations from magazines, like women's magazines. When I was, like, getting my hair done, I would, like, flick through a magazine, and there used to be sections in those magazines recommending, like, books, like new release books, and I reckon that is where I got a bunch of my recommendations back then, like BookTube, Goodreads, all of that type of thing. Particularly, it makes me think that because this is an Australian author, so I feel like that's probably is where I got it from. It was probably from an Australian women's magazine. Anyway, so it was probably in 2010 that I wrote this down. So it's got a rating, an average rating of 3.29, which is very low. I then had a quick look at her other, like went to her profile on Goodreads and had a look to see, what other stuff that she'd published. And she had one book prior to this, and that has a really low rating as well. The other book's average rating is 3.26. So both very low rated. But so I was looking at that last night, and then I was continuing on reading this. I was reading this on the bus on the way home today, and I got to a portion in the book where one of the characters, or two of the characters kind of, are going to a book club, and they're discussing a book, and I was like, oh, that title sounds familiar. Then I realized the book they're discussing is this author's first book. I'm sorry, that feels very self-indulgent. And I also feel like she spoils it as well. Like, if I'd read this and then was like, I want to go back and read her previous book because I really liked it, like, she kind of spoils the ending as well. Really weird. I thought that was so strange. But yeah, so very lukewarm feelings on this so far. So I think that's it. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. I'll let you know whether I decided to continue on with this, whether I decided to DNF it. And if I do DNF it, what I pick up instead. I think that's it. I was just trying to think if I have anything else that I need to say. I don't think so. So I'll talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow before my physio, because it's physio tomorrow night, because as we know, I've always got something going on like every night of the goddamn week. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 6:54 p.m. on Wednesday the 19th of September. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. So I've actually just got home from physio. I got home from work, but I was listening to my audiobook, and I wanted to keep listening to the end part of like the chapter that I was listening to, because I didn't get through as much of it today as I wanted to, which we'll get into. And then basically by the time I finished listening to that chapter, I literally had to get changed and then go to physio, and I've just come home. Winifred? No. So yeah, I'm just home from that. My hair actually looked semi-decent today, but I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it's pissing down outside. So yeah. So in terms of a reading update, so I'll start off with the audiobook because I just kind of mentioned that quickly. So I'm listening to a new audiobook. Winifred, no. And it is, I think it's called Wicked River. Let me just confirm. Yes, Wicked River by Jenny Milchman. And this is a thriller type novel, and the synopsis describes it as being basically about this couple who, Winifred, stop biting me. No, go away. About this couple who get married, and for their honeymoon they decide to go on this like wilderness hiking camping thing for like a week, but they're not alone in the woods. There is, and it says in the synopsis that there's like a man in the woods who wants to like make them his prey type of thing. So I'm enjoying this. So how far over the way through am I? Am 48%, so not quite halfway. I should have got easily over halfway today because it's not super long, but I was really busy at work today. And then on top of that, I had a lot of tech issues at work today, and I spent significant portions of my day, like a couple of different times, on the phone to the tech department trying to like get shit sorted on my computer with like problems that I was having. And I couldn't really listen to the audiobook while I was doing that, which is annoying because a lot of the time when tech are like remoted into my computer, I'm just literally sitting there not doing anything, just waiting for them to like sort out the problem. But in any event, so I didn't get as much listened to today as I wanted to, but I am 48% of the way through, so almost halfway. So I'm still hopeful that I can get that one done tomorrow so that I can listen to podcasts on Friday. That is the plan. So in terms of Oh, did I say how much, if I'm enjoying it? I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying it more than I thought. This isn't a thriller that I'd ever heard of. But it has created a pretty good, like, sinister vibe to the story. Just generally, there's some kind of sinister vibes going on, even separate to the honeymoon, kind of in the woods. And I thought it's done really good of, like, creating that kind of real tense vibe in the story. So I'm enjoying it. So last night I mentioned that I was was continuing on with Trust by Kate Veitch, and I'd been considering maybe DNFing this, but I was going to read a chunk of it and kind of see how I felt. Well, I did read a pretty big chunk of it. I had just over 100 pages to go where I finished off last night, and so because I only had just over 100 pages, I was like, I'm just going to finish it. I am maybe enjoying it a little bit more than what I was, and then with the fact that I only had like just over 100 pages to go, I was like, we're so close, I'm just going to finish it. And then I did get some reading done today on my lunch break and on the bus on the way home. So I'm currently on page 319, and there's just under 360 pages in there. So I've literally only got about 40 pages to go. So I'm definitely going to finish this tonight. Now I'm home. Winifred, far out. I'm home for the night. And I don't really have anything I need to do tonight. I don't need to wash my hair. I'll shower like before bed, but I don't need to wash my hair. And I uploaded my August book haul. I did manage to get that up last night, which was awesome. So the only thing I really need to do, like that I might do tonight, is finalize the reading vlog from before this one that's going to go up shortly. But I've already basically completely edited that. I think I've got the last clip and the intro outro to like add on to it, and that's it. So that won't take me very long at all, which is awesome. So I might finalize that tonight as well. So I'm easily going to get through these 40 pages tonight. And then I don't think this is ambitious, but then like we'll see. I'm also hoping to get through the entire second book of the Babysitters Club. So this one is Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls by Anne M. Martin. So yeah, I'm hopeful that I can read this entire thing tonight as well. So this is, how long is this one? Where are the page numbers? 158 pages, but it's middle grade, so it's like, let's see if I can show you some font size. It's fairly large font. So I think I can get through both of those, like finish this and then read this entire one tonight. I would love if I could get both of those done tonight. And yeah, that's basically my plans for the evening. I'll probably give you my final thoughts on this. Like I said, I'm enjoying it maybe a little bit more. Still not great though. Trying to think if I've got anything else to say about it. I think I'll just give you my overall thoughts once I'm finished. And I'm excited to get to this one because this one's got a bit of a sinister vibe because Claudia's not sure she wants to find out who's on the other end of the line. Dun dun dun. I think this one plays with a bit of that whole trope of babysitters getting scary phone calls, which I'm into. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm about to go, before I even start reading, gonna go eat some dinner because I'm goddamn starving. So yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 5:42 p.m. on Thursday, the 20th of September. I just got home from work a little while ago. I've put my bins out, I've scooped the kitty litter, you know, adult things. I'm sitting in the lounge room rather than in my bedroom so that I can set to edit and edit the last little few clips and export my vlog that I said I was going to do last night, but I didn't end up doing it. But I do think I want to schedule that to go up tomorrow morning. So I want to have it exporting. So I've got a massage tonight, but I have some time. I don't need to leave for about 30 minutes. Winifred, like seriously, you guys, look at what I'm dealing with. Hold on one second. That was a terrible angle. Can you see what I'm dealing with right here? This is Winifred. Hopefully you can see with her in the light. But yeah, that's her hanging from my curtains. Winifred, honestly. And then she gets stuck there and then she panics. What are you gonna do? Okay. This is what I'm dealing with. Honestly. So What was I saying? So I have a massage, so I've got about 30 minutes before I need to leave for that. So I want to get it exporting so that then hopefully by the time I'm home it's exported, and then I can set it to upload, and then hopefully I won't have to stay up too late getting it uploaded, because I've been wanting to get a new laptop for ages, and I really need to do it because my laptop is really on its last legs, and I have a lot of problems with it connecting to the internet. Lately, my internet connection on the laptop will just drop out, and I know it's just the laptop. Like, I've got my phone will be connected to the Wi-Fi, I have no problems at all on that, but my laptop just will not be able to connect, and sometimes if I just restart, it'll be fine. Because of that, sometimes when I'm uploading, the internet connection will drop out, and then that'll just completely freeze the upload, and then I have to start re-uploading it. I've had all kinds of problems lately, so really need to get a new laptop, but I'm hoping. And that becomes more of an issue when I'm uploading later at night, because I feel much more nervous about leaving it to upload overnight, because quite often it will have just frozen by the time I get up the next morning, and then it doesn't go up, and then I've wasted all that effort. So yeah, that is my plan, is to get it. Oh, freaking hell, she's on the curtain again. Oh, she already fell. Yeah, is to get it exporting so that hopefully I'm not up too late. Well, I don't think I'll have to be up late. Hopefully it will finish uploading before I go to bed, and I can schedule it for tomorrow morning. Anyway, rant. Ow! Get off me! I swear to God. So, in terms of a reading update, so I've got quite a bit to talk to you guys about. So, finished this last night. I would say the first half, if I'd rated it purely off the first half, it would have been like a 2-star, but I do think the second half was stronger. So I think I'm going to give this a 2.5 star. Still not great. It's one of those books, I can't even really articulate any of my thoughts. It had some interesting kind of themes in there. I also thought the author talks about a lot of topical things going on at the time period of the book, which I think really date it. So even at the very start, the couple, the main woman and her husband in this, are talking to another couple, and they start talking about whether Obama is going to get elected. And I was like, oh, well, in case you didn't know, Obama was elected twice, and now someone else has been elected. Okay, let's not go into that, but I was just like, I don't think you needed to put that in there. You could have just had them vaguely talk about it in an American election, because this book is set in Australia too, so I'm not even really sure why that she felt necessary to put that in there. But, you know, you could have just had them talking about the American election and just generally without having to name someone to date it that way. And then there's also kind of going on in the background towards the end of the book, a really bad set of bushfires that we had in Australia. And I'm just like, she did it kind of for a reason, but it wasn't necessary. I definitely think there were ways around having it be like specific to those bushfires. Like, it could have just been fires generally. Like, I don't know. I just didn't think it was necessary. There was a few little things like that that are mentioned that just to me really date the book, reading it so much. So when was this first published? I presume they were talking about Obama being elected the first time, but who knows? What year was this published? 2010. So yeah, I just thought it did date it a little bit, but it did have a stronger second half, 2.5 stars. I then did read the entire second Babysitters Club book, Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls. Really enjoyed this. I'm giving this 4 stars. This one is just so fun. So this one plays with that real trope of the babysitters getting like scary phone calls, but I really loved, and I knew like what the outcome was because I've read this before, but I love like what's happening with it, like what it actually is in this is, I just thought it was really cute, and I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. Then today, so I'm onto an ebook, which I haven't started, but that's because I decided to quickly read before I start my ebook, the novella from the study series that I hadn't read yet. It's book 1.5 in the series, but it was published after book 3, so I decided to read it in its publication order. So it's a very short novella. I think it's like 30 pages. So I read that on the bus on the way home, and I enjoyed it. It follows a character that I really like, but just pretty typical to novellas for me that are in these type of series where you go, is it really necessary? Probably not. Well, definitely not, but I enjoyed it. I'd probably give it like a 3-star, 3.25, 3.5. I don't know. I have to think on that a little bit. I really struggle with how to rate novellas because they're so short and they're so unnecessary, but anyway, so yeah, so I finished that today. So I am moving on to my ebook now tonight, hoping that I can get a chunk of that read once I get home from my massage, because I don't have anything going on after that. Like, that video will be uploading that I talked about, but I don't need to do anything. Like, I can just set that to upload and then that's that. I can still read and like watch booktube videos and things like that. So yeah, hopefully I can get through a chunk of that and I'll be able to talk to you guys about that tomorrow. Oh, I also finished my, I always forget to talk about the audiobooks. I also finished my audiobook today. So that was Wicked River by, I don't have, where's my phone? Oh, it's right here. By, oh, I'm getting old, you guys. Literally, this is so stupid. The other day was trying to find, I have like fuzzy like bed socks that I wear when I go to bed, and I had been wearing just like around the house clothes, and I was getting changed into my pajamas, so I was trying to find my fuzzy bed socks and I couldn't find them anywhere. I was like, I don't understand where they are. Why are they not with my pajamas? I was looking everywhere. I looked like in the bed, like if they'd got like down the bottom of the covers or something, although I didn't think that happened because normally I make sure I've got them on my feet when I get out of bed because otherwise my feet are cold. I checked under the bed in case like the cat had got them. I checked in other rooms. I checked in the bathroom in case I'd like taken them off when I went to have a shower or something and forgot to take them. They were on my feet. I was wearing the socks. I looked for like 10 minutes. I was wearing the socks. It's like that whole thing, like when you look for your glasses and then they're on top of your head. Yeah, I was wearing the socks. It was so stupid. So I don't know why that made me think of that, but there's a little fun little anecdote for you. So I did finish the audiobook, Wicked River by Jenny Milchman. This kind of the opposite to the thoughts I had with Trust. First half, pretty strong. Second half, I didn't like as much. There's kind of a reveal, like backstory reveal for one of the characters. Anticlimactic, didn't super love it, and I didn't really like the ending. And then there's one character that makes a decision towards the end of the book that I was just like, that is the most fucking stupid thing I've ever heard in my whole life. It made me angry. I was like, I cannot believe that someone would make that decision. Like, I don't think they would, because it was that stupid that I was like, no one would do that. I can't say what it is without spoiling, but far out. Oh, it made me mad. So I think I'm just going to give it a flat 3-star. It was probably close to like a 3.75 star in like the first half, because like I said, it did build like a lot of tension and was pretty sinister. But yeah, the second half was definitely not as strong for me. So I'm thinking a 3-star, because that character decision, real pissed me off. So yeah, that is it. I will talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. And that's always a good thing. So I'll talk to you guys then. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is 11:19 a.m. on Saturday, the 22nd of September. I'm in the library car park as usual. So this morning, I've had my nails done. Let's talk about that first. So I had coffee this morning with my mum and my nan. My dad had something else on. And then I drove myself there so that I could get my nails done after, and they obviously didn't want to hang around for that. So I have had my nails done. I've gone for like a quite creamy white color, which I'm kind of in love with. So I had that done, and then I went around, got my like few grocery items, which I've got in the boot, so I can't be here too long before everything that's frozen melts. But I am just come to the library on the way home. I have a couple of books to return, and I actually have a couple to pick up. So that is what I'm here for. So in terms of a reading update, so I didn't end up filming a clip last night, did I? No, I didn't film a clip last night. So I don't think I've spoken to you about the book that I'm currently reading at all, because I think I started it after the last clip that I filmed on Thursday, it would have been. So on Thursday night I started, it's called What Happened That Night by Sandra Block. This is a ebook from NetGalley that I have. It is It's not really a thriller. It's kind of, so the premise of it is that there's a woman who is in her, oh my God, people are getting into the car next to me and with little kids, and I look like a total creeper. This is awkward. There is a girl who, I haven't even turned off my car engine because it's really hot, so I wanted to leave the air conditioning really hot. It's like 20 degrees today, but because my car was sitting outside in the sun for like 2 hours while I had coffee and was getting my nails done and doing my groceries, it was really hot when I got into the car. So I even took my cardigan off, and I'm like wearing like tank sleeve for like the first time this season. Anyway, tangent. So it's about a woman who, when she was in college, went to a fraternity party and was gang raped, basically. And she doesn't have too many memories from the actual, like, rape. She remembers, you know, going to the party and being drunk and all of that type of thing, and the kind of aftermath and knowing that she was raped, but not really remembering the actual event. And it's a couple of years later, and a video surfaces online of her attack, and for the first time she is aware of exactly what happened, and so she wasn't even sure, I think, that she was gang raped. She just knew that she was raped. She wasn't aware that it was several perpetrators because she just really couldn't remember what happened. And a video surfaced online. She realized that she was in fact gang raped. There's a video of it, and she for the first time can also see her perpetrators. Huge trigger warnings in this, obviously, for rape, also for suicide. This is probably one of the only books I've ever read, so I'm just trying to swap arms. My arm's getting sore. This is one of the first books I've ever read where I've actually had to put it down a couple of times, because I would definitely say big trigger warnings, like, I know I said trigger warnings, but I really, like, I felt like I've never experienced firsthand a sexual assault of that kind of nature, and I have found it really confronting. I've had to put the book down a couple of times. What happened to this girl is awful, and it's not graphic the way that it's spoken about, but it is just so confronting at different points. You get a couple of different lines and stuff from about the attack, and that is very, very, very hard to read. And then even just reading about the aftermath of this for her and her trying to get through it and deal with it, oh my God, it is a tough, tough read. So it's basically about that. And then once this video surfaces online, she is trying to, it's basically kind of a revenge story. Not your typical, one of the things I like about this, I won't like spoil anything, but it's not the typical type of revenge story. It's not revenge in the way that when I read the synopsis I thought it was going to be, which I really appreciate, because I don't know how I feel about that type of thing. So yeah, really enjoying it. So I started that on Thursday night. I read about 17% on Thursday night, and then I was 66% of the way through where I left off last night. So I've made pretty decent progress, really hoping, well, I should get that finished this weekend. And once again, so today is going to be my like relaxed day. Once I come home, I'm just going to watch a couple of movies, read, watch BookTube, that type of thing. And then tomorrow I've got my niece's soccer game in the morning, her last game of the year. And then following on from that is once I get home, is going to be the day where I try to get a bunch of stuff done around the house. So yeah, so I am really enjoying that book. It's, like I said, very confronting. I'm very much looking forward to seeing kind of like where we go from where I'm at with the story and how it all kind of finishes up. Yeah, I think that is about it for this clip. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. What did I just say the date was? Did I say the 22nd? Yeah, okay, so tomorrow is the last clip, so we still have tomorrow to film. So yes, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go now because I need to go in and get those books and get home before everything in the boot melts. So I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is, if I can tell you, 4:57 p.m. on Sunday, the 23rd of September. So it has been a way less productive day than what it really should have been. I went to my niece's soccer game this morning, and then on the way back from that, I had to leave, like, my parents picked me up, like, before 8 a.m. to go to that, and then It was her last game of the year. So that soccer is completely over for the year now. And then on the way back from that, my parents wanted to go to the shops, like they needed to get some stuff. So I didn't end up getting home till about 12 in the afternoon. And today was supposed to be my day for like getting stuff done around the house. Did I? No, I didn't. I was so lazy when I got home. I was feeling really tired when I got home, even though I went to bed by like 11 last night. My hair looks atrocious. I fell asleep for a little bit, and then I just have done nothing. I've been so unproductive, which is not cool. So, in terms of a reading update, I have read quite a bit since I spoke to you guys last. So, yesterday I finished the ebook for What Happened That Night by Sandra Block. I did really enjoy this book. Like I mentioned, super confronting, huge trigger warnings, but I did really enjoy it. I didn't think the ending was quite as strong maybe as I wanted it to be, but it was a good book. I'm giving that 4 stars. I then started last night and read about half of The Truth About Stacey by Anne M. Martin. This is the 3rd book in the Babysitters Club. I then finished this today. So that is now book 3 of my reread. Done. This one obviously focuses on Stacey, who historically has been my favorite of the babysitters. I'm still waiting to kind of make a judgment on that. This one, we're still very early in the series. So this one has a lot to do with, so Stacey has diabetes, and this one is all about her. She knows that she's got diabetes. She's had it for a little while, but it's a fairly recent-ish diagnosis, and her parents are very, like, kind of over the top about it and constantly making her see different doctors and all of that type of thing. So that's a big part of this. And then also we have in this one that there is another group of girls at their school who have tried to start a rival babysitting agency. And we've got that going on as well. I did really enjoy this one. I don't think I enjoyed this one quite as much as the first 2, but still really, really good. I'll probably give this like a 3.5 stars. Still really enjoyable. So I finished that today, and I have since started Watership Down by Richard Adams. This is the next classic that I picked up. I'm still, like I said, I've mentioned like when I've hauled this and on my TBR and wherever I've talked about this, that I really thought originally that this was a kid's book, but I presume that's not, because it's 500 pages, just about, almost 500 pages. I've read only a really little bit of this. I'm on page 38, so still very much at the beginning. I don't really know what this is about. From what I understand so far, it's about a group of rabbits who will leave, like, where they currently live, like the warren or whatever that they currently live in, because something bad is going to happen. One of the rabbits has kind of like this, like, prophetic thing where he's like, something bad is coming and it's going to be really bad, and so they decide to leave. Not all of them. They managed to get a group of like 6 or 7, I think, rabbits to leave, and so they've just left, and started like their journey to try find somewhere new to live. I don't really have too much thoughts on this so far. Like I said, I've only read 38 pages. So I'm literally about to head to my parents for a barbecue. We're having our first barbecue of the season. I wish it was a little bit warmer. It was about 19 degrees today, but really overcast, so like not a lot of sunshine or anything like that. But I did wear this top today because I really was trying to get into the spring vibes. So yeah, I think that is about it for this clip and for this vlog. It's been real, but I'll talk to you guys in the outro. Bye guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the most recent reading vlog for September. This is going up a little bit late, so my next video will probably be my last reading vlog for September. So if you guys like reading vlogs, then I'm coming at you with 2 in a row. Please like this video if you liked it. I'd love to chat down below how your reading month has been going. I just love to chat in the comments with my viewers. So yeah, let's chat down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more reading vlogs. But that is all I have for this video today. Bye guys!